Wimbledon men's semifinals recap. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are in another final. Welcome to the Wimbledon briefing, where the athletic will explain the stories behind the stories on each day of the tournament. On men's semifinal day, Carlos Alcaraz came up clutch. Jannik Sinner ensured they will play another Grand Slam final and Wimbledon after dark. Sinner and Alcaraz rule again. After 126 matches on the grass of the All England club, men's tennis is back where it was 5 weeks ago, after 126 matches on the red clay of Roland Garros. Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz are the last men standing in the Wimbledon final, revving up for another edition of their growing rivalry on the biggest stage in the sport. In a semi-final that fell well short of its billing, Sinner plowed through an ailing Novak Djokovic 6-3, 6-3, 6-4 to set up another Grand Slam final against Alcaraz, who beat him in over 5 hours and 5 sets of electric tennis in Paris. The sport now belongs to them. Not even Djokovic, 38 and a 7-time Wimbledon champion, who shook his racket against the dying of the light on center court. He was surging in the third set as he took a 3-0 lead. Then the feet stopped dancing. The fateful slip 2 points from the end of his quarterfinal against Flavio Cobolli, proving one physical blow too many. He has been a lone bulwark against Sinner and Alcaraz's rising tide for a while now. At some point, they will wash him away. Maybe they already have. In Sunday's final, they will resume their exhibition of the future of tennis, with a head-to-head at 8-4 in Alcaraz's favor. It will be appointment viewing. Taylor Fritz runs out of grass. He did little wrong today at Wimbledon. He might regret a shaky drop shot or one forehand he could have hit a bit harder, but those regrets don't change the essential truth. Taylor Fritz played close to his peak for most of his semi-final against Alcaraz, and it just wasn't enough. The number 5 seed went down 6-4, 5-7, 6-3, 7-6-6, with the two-time defending champion coming up clutch in the 4th set tiebreak. In that tiebreak, Fritz had 2 points to take the match to a 5th set. On the first, Fritz hit a 134-mile-per-hour serve clean on the line. Alcaraz flipped the point with his return, came to the net, and won the point. On the second, Fritz pulled off a forehand and missed it long. At 6-6, Alcaraz dipped a forehand onto Fritz's shoelaces after the American had taken the initiative. Yes, it's clutch Alcaraz. But it also summed up the gap between Fritz and the very best. Alcaraz is comfortable in all parts of the court. Fritz is not yet there. More worryingly for everybody else, Alcaraz's serve was on fire. He won 88% of points behind his first serve and hit 13 aces. Those are Fritz numbers, layered on top of being the most complete men's player in every other aspect of the game. If he sustains this evolution into his version of a serve bot, Alcaraz, who turned 22 in May, will become even more of a nightmare than he already is. It is like a weird ballet, one that is so well choreographed, says Joe Ferber, Wimbledon's food and drink operations manager. Ferber is talking about what happens after the 11 p.m. curfew on the grounds of the All England club. As 42,000 spectators empty out, Wimbledon switches on the lights and goes into night mode. Along with the mowing, watering and covering of the 18 grass courts, a team of painters goes around to make sure everywhere looks as it did the day before. Security staff and dogs inspect what can be more than 100 deliveries on the busiest nights. Of Ferber's 3,000 food and drink staff, which includes 300 chefs, between 80 and 90 staff work the graveyard shift. They are here to distribute food and drink all over the site. There is an underground maze of tunnels to get around. The famous strawberries alone are a huge operation. They're handpicked at about 4 a.m., 5 a.m. from Hugh Low Farms in Merriworth, Kent, which is about 31 miles away, Ferber explains. They are boxed up, dropped to us in pallets and delivered by about 8 a.m. They then get hauled at a place known on site as Strawberry Central. There are 10 strawberries per box, which retail at £2.70, $3.65, and 2.5 million of them will be eaten across each fortnight, alongside 13,000 liters of cream and over 300,000 glasses of Pimm's, a fruity, sweet gin-based liqueur that is mixed with lemonade, fruit, and mint. All of the reusable cups are cleaned and returned hours later. Other chefs prepare food for the players, including 21,000 pieces of sushi that were consumed in the first week alone. It is always on this place. It's never off, says Michelle Dite, Director of Operations for the All England Club. It is Dite's job to be the architect of readiness. She has a team of 60 staff who help her manage a fleet of workers which swells to 5,000 during the tournament fortnight. We want to make this place look brilliant, Dite says.